Hey everybody, it's Mr. Nordhausen coming to you live from the home studio. Week 5 of the coronavirus quarantine going on here. Hope that wherever you are happy and healthy and safe. And just remember that we'll eventually get through this and return back to normal, I'm sure. In the meantime, however, I've got a new video for you. That's right, we're going to play a mallet solo for you today by Mr. Thomas A. Brown. Whoa! This is called Monster Man, and it is a NISMA Level 1 mallet solo that you could play either on a glockenspiel, that's bells, or a xylophone. That's a great option as well. And that's what I'm going to do for you today, is I'm going to play it on the xylophone. Some things to keep in mind. Number one, there's a B flat in our key signature, which means we're in the key of F major. Any B's you come across in the song are going to need to be played as B flats, not B naturals. This is because we're in the key of F major, which is also why the song starts on an F and ends on an F and has that happy major tonality, which you'll hear when you play through it. You also have some instructions here that say that anything half note or larger needs to be rolled. So for example, at the beginning you're going to go F, C, C, and when you get to this C you're going to roll it. And when we roll on a mallet instrument, we roll by single stroking, not bounce stroking like on a snare drum. Let me demonstrate. So I've got my two mallets here. I'm just going to roll on this C right here, okay? And I'm going to be sitting while I do it so I can stay in camera. Please don't sit to play mallets. That's not great posture. But anyway, I'm going to roll just by single stroking. And you want to try and keep that as even as possible. You do not bounce stroke. It's not. We don't do that. No bounce stroking, just a nice, even, single stroke. Try not to let one hand be heavier than the other, so we don't want this. Okay, that's bad. We don't want bad rhythmic sounding things like choppy, that's bad. Just nice, even. And notice also that I'm playing with both mallet heads on the same bar, right? Well, in order to do that, I have to play with my left mallet head slightly above the center of the bar and my right mallet head slightly below the center of the bar so that they can share the same bar at the same time. If you play head-to-head like if you were playing a snare drum, that's not going to work so well because now the mallet heads are wider than the bar itself and they're going to be fighting for space there. So keep your left above and your right below and you'll be good to go whenever you need to share a note. While I'm also playing and demonstrating some things, check this out. Starting here at measure 7, and this happens a couple different times, we have two notes being played at the same time. I call that double stops. So we've got a D and an F, and then an E and a G, and then an F and an A, and then a G and a B flat. Watch out for the B flat. So when you do that, make sure that both mallets are striking the bars at the same time because we don't want to flam. If you're unfamiliar with that term, a flam is when on a snare drum or another type of drum head, you hit one stick just before the other stick. So it's like gadoosh. But we don't want that. We want both at the exact same time. Not bad. Good. All right, so make sure you're hitting at the exact same time on those double stop passages. What else? I think that might be everything. We do have some sticking options here. The composer, Mr. Brown, would like us to go left, right, left, left, right, left. Then he has the word simile. Simile means the same. So you're going to go left, right, left, left, right, left. Then starting at measure 5, there's no more stickings written in, so you can do whatever feels best and is natural, which 9 times out of 10 is alternating. You will notice in the video occasionally I double stroke. I do a right and a right or a left and a left because it just worked out better that way from what note I was on and what note I was going to. Also keep in mind if you are ascending up the board or descending down the board, you may want to lead with one hand or the other, either a left hand lead or a right hand lead depending on which direction you're heading up and down the mallet instrument, the board. And last but not least, we've got one simple dynamic to pay attention to. Mezzo forte, medium loud at the beginning, and then at measure 5 it goes to forte. That's the only dynamic change. So at measure 5, make your volume go up just one little notch there. And without that, oh, and first ending and second ending. After you play this first ending, make sure you go back to measure 5, play through again, and after this measure of double stops here, you go to the second ending, and then you play all the way straight through. I'm going to set my metronome at quarter note equals 108, which is the suggested tempo, and feel free to practice this on your own at a slower speed, and when you're feeling confident and comfortable, then you can play along with the rest of this video where I'm actually performing it right at that quarter note equals 108. But if you're new to mallets, I would not recommend jumping right in at the performance tempo of 108. You're gonna want to take some time to practice some of it, all of it, different passages and licks of it at a slower speed and work your way up to the 108. All right, here we go. Monster Man by Thomas A. Brown, Nisma level 1 solo. Quarter note equals 108. There you have it. Enjoy and happy practicing.